Hello there. Welcome back to Thomas's Moustache, where we review mustache-related products. Today I thought we would do our final first impression of a mustache wax for the time being, as this is the last mustache wax that I have not done a first impression for. Today, of course, we are saving Maharajah for last. Now, I've already reviewed the Maharajah Eau de Parfum just recently, and perhaps the scents will be similar, but I thought this still would count towards a first impression for the mustache wax itself. Now, as I've said previously in the Parfum review, that when I was choosing the latest fragrances to buy, I was a bit worried about a couple of them, that they may be stronger than I would prefer, because the Triumphant Mustache Wax is quite a potent fragrance. So I was curious if the the Nebula or the Maharajah would be equally strong. I would be a little more reserved about which one to get. So I did buy one Debonair, and between the Nebula and the Maharajah, I settled on the Maharajah. So that is the one that I have here, and if you were watching my video in relation to when I did my unveiling of my new waxes, you would have noticed that the Maharajah is in a different tin compared to the other mustache waxes that I have. So we are going to go into more detail about that, and we are going to apply the mustache wax and give some first impression thoughts about this particular mustache wax. Now, a few things to note before we begin the application. We will go into some detail about this particular wax. Let's see here. Maharajah Mustache Wax. Captain Fawcett's collaboration with the Jodhpur Company has resulted in a most outstanding signature series, Maharajah. The handsomely fragranced mustache wax conjures the heat of enchanted Indian nights, redolent of aromatic smoke and the crush of bright petals, created by the captain's master blender, who wove heady rose with peppery spice, rich musk, cedar, and leather, studded with dazzling citrus top notes, a majestic evocation of ancient power alchemized into a most elegant fragrance, entirely befitting the modern gentleman. So, we have our official description there from the Captain Fawcett website. This particular mustache wax, even though mine is in a different tin, it is still 15 milliliters, or I believe it was 0.5 fluid ounces, and it retails for £11 sterling. Now we'll do a few close-ups, of course, before we get into it, as a thing that we could begin to do for future reviews, but here we are. We have the, let's see here, the mustache wax. In its tin, you can see that it has an orangish golden band around the captain's head, and surrounding that would happen to be a sort of dark green, forest-colored green band, which does say the Jodhpur Company at the top, and then we should have on their signature series, Maharajah, which you can see right there. Now we're going to open up this wax together. I have not opened it at all. I haven't even looked at it. Unfortunately, this particular tin did not come with a sticker that seals the top and the bottom, but you can trust me that I have not opened it at all. Now before we open it, as I said, this particular tin is different. This tin here is temporary. As far as I understood, Captain Fawcett was using this tin as a temporary measure, I suppose. Perhaps they're selling too many of them, but it is quite unique. The dimensions are slightly different. It is slightly shorter, slightly thicker at the sides. Well, should I say slightly more protruding. It has a strange, almost looks like a sort of wheel, but it has the, let's see here, you can see the markings for grip. It's quite grippy. So I'm going to open this up and we are going to see the color together. Wow. How does that look? Ooh, smells good. Okay, let's have a smell of this as our first impression. As we usually do, we start from afar and we work our way in, and I will describe to you what I am smelling. So, the cap here, well, of course it holds, just not as good. I'm glad that this is just a temporary tin. It does the trick, but just doesn't feel quite the same. So let us see here, holding it from afar. Very floral from afar. Yes, nothing overpowering about it. It would smell like you have some nice floral flowers just in your house from this distance. It just sort of sits on the air quite gently, but we'll bring it in a little closer. Yes, from here, we're starting to get that musk, that heavier smell that sits a little bit deeper in the nose. You're getting those top notes. But even from this distance, it's not very overpowering at all. In fact, I'd say it's actually quite subtle from such a distance, but let's bring it in closer again. And this is where you get the spice. Yes, you start to get that spice is quite short range. Of course, you'll be the one wearing it, so you're going to be probably smelling that quite a fair bit. But I imagine for the people a bit further away from you, when you're talking to them, they should almost experience more of the floral scents, if anything, coming off of your mustache. Yes, the peppery, the spices, the musk, it tends to be more pronounced the closer you are to the mustache wax, but the more floral scents, which you can smell from close, but those are ones that seem to carry the furthest, actually. But now we are going to put this in the mustache. So as I did previously, I quite enjoyed it, actually. I'm going to put it in, but at very quick speed. Okay, I've just put the mustache wax in, and straight off, very spicy. I would say very peppery, very spicy. The florals are present, but not overpowering. It is actually, I would say, more spicy than floral, in my opinion. Balanced. It's not overpowering. In fact, this is more mellow than I thought it would be. I was expecting something to be mid to high range in the potency of the fragrance, but I would actually say this is simply mid-range. You're looking at, you're looking at something that will not disturb your train of thought. This fragrance, it would be adequate for indoors as well as outdoors. I would say it is more of an outdoor fragrance, but it is not going to be an overpowering outdoor fragrance. The musk is a clearer sense here. The peppery is quite clear with this particular scent. If you are not a fan of that, then perhaps this won't be your favorite, but I don't see it as a bad thing. The spice here, I would make previously, what would we call it, a masala tea. I remember putting in masala spices into the tea, like you make a milk tea with masala in it, and I'd say this is a similar experience where you're just getting that spice scent. I think that this is definitely pleasant. It is fragrant. As you breathe in and breathe out, you're going to be getting a mixture of different scents. It's not overly complicated. This particular fragrance is, you can count the smells on one hand, but you're going to be getting them in different orders, different potencies as you breathe in and out. I would say that this is a pleasant surprise about it. Now, it is quite malleable. I think that I should not be giving you a description of its hold or its malleability, because I live in a place that is incredibly humid and hot. It is unbelievably humid and hot, so everything is malleable here. Everything you can think of. So it is quite interesting, but of course it is quite malleable for me. I quite enjoy it, though. I wear mustache waxes because, well, even in my temperature, it does keep the hairs down, especially when my hairs are seeking to escape from my head. They want to go upward. But it does keep them down, and it does provide me with just the most wonderful fragrances. So, Maharajah, do I recommend it? Yeah, as a change, as something different, I would say. It is very unique. I am always astonished by how Captain Fawcett can make so many unique and interesting scents, where you really do wake up in the morning and you look at your collection of waxes and you think, what am I in the mood for today? Which scent would best fit this particular situation? So this is outdoor, I would say, outdoor scent, not overpowering. Definitely not. It's not as strong as I worried that it would be. And also I would say that it is different from the Maharajah parfum. I am getting different notes because right now it's sitting under my nose. I'm getting different scents and patterns in the scent compared to the parfum, which was a different blend, I suppose. It's the same fragrance, but it just enters your nose in a different way. So that's all for my first impression of this particular mustache wax. Let me know if there were a mustache wax that I don't own that you want me to check out, or if there is a different sort of content you're interested in, like what sort of other products would you like me to review. I do have a few ideas, of course, but I don't really need any more beard oil. I'll just put that out there now. Because one bottle of Captain Fawcett's beard oil, I believe I should be good for a long time. But mustache waxes, I do use them quite often, so I am trying to expand my collection and enjoy more variety. There's a few other products that I'm looking to get in the near future. But for now, that will be all the first impressions. I will be still releasing other content, of course, other little videos, interesting ideas I have. But I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't be shy about liking and subscribing to show me what you like and what you don't like, and let me know. So thank you very much for watching this particular first impression, and we'll see you in the future. Toodaloo.